Lyn, it's great to have you for an interview again, because this is not the first time we have an interview. We had a live interview already, and that's why I won't ask you the same questions again, and these won't be questions like probably most journalists who talk to you for the first time ask you. I'll concentrate on a few different things. The first one is, what is it like for you now? What kinds of reactions do you get from both individual people and groups to Ross's case and to your efforts to free him from prison and to promote the ideals he followed before his arrest?
I would say that I've gotten a lot of support, and a lot of people are very concerned about the bigger issues in this case. You know, it's very easy to be distracted by the drugs and all of that the media focuses on, but a lot of people are seeing, especially people involved in the freedom movement and libertarian movement, the bigger issues that the government is expanding and our rights are being threatened. And so I've gotten a lot of support, and it's been great being here in Poland. Wonderful people, great support. And that really helps me keep going, because it's a hard fight, and a lot of the time I'm just sitting at my computer feeling alone. But people write me, and it's been, I would say, mostly positive. I have gotten some, nasty stuff, and that's going to happen. And at first it really upset me. I've gotten more used to it. And I understand some of the reactions. I do. What's been great is our friends and family have all stood by us and Ross. No one has turned away, and everyone is just right there for us, helping how they can. A lot of people have donated money to our cause because it's very expensive. We really need help with that. If anybody wants to help, you can go to freeross.org and help with ideas or donations. It's a very expensive and difficult fight. No, it's been very, very inspiring and heartening that so many people, friends, who I hadn't heard from in years, have written me just so much sympathy and support, really have. So it's been mostly, almost all positive.
Just a clarifying question. The money from donations is to pay the lawyers or also for something else?
It's all for Ross's defense. Every penny goes to that. It's lawyers, it's expert witnesses that we have to pay. They're very expensive. It has been for discs, for the evidence. I mean, things add up. We had to pay $9,000 for a forensic pathologist during the sentencing. It's just endless amount of bills. Our lawyers have been great. We owe them a huge amount of money, and they said they will continue to fight this, and we're just doing our best to pay them. They're not saying, oh, I'm going to quit because you haven't paid me. And they're very committed also to this case. It's a very important case. I mean, I touched on the Bitcoin thing, but there's a lot of precedent riding on this appeal.
What's Ross doing in prison? How does he feel? With whom does he stay in contact outside of the prison, and what in general are his activities?
Well, Ross is you would love Ross. He's a very positive person. He really tries to keep, and Tatiana, well, of course, my sister knows him very well, and then Tatiana is here, has also met Ross and visited him, so they can also tell you. But he's just a very positive person. He just stays that way intentionally. He, rather than let himself, I mean, he has bad days like everybody, especially in his situation, but he's trying to contribute to the other inmates. He's helped 4 of them get into college, correspondence. They've written letters to the judge saying how much Ross has contributed to them. He is teaching, he's taught several classes to help them get into high school, other ones get into high school, and tutored others. Because he's very well educated, so he's helping them. So that's the kind of person he is. And he's just really, when I talk to him, he always pretty much tries to stay upbeat and positive. As far as other things he does, he's studying artificial intelligence. Someone sent him a big book on it, and he's really interested in it. So he's keeping his mind going, sharp. He's very smart, and he's boring in there. It's very boring, and there's no one on his level, really, intellectually. But he's also someone who can relate to lots of different people, and everyone seems to like him. And he also tries to keep physically fit, exercising. He gets to go out on the roof twice a week or something. He doesn't get outside hardly at all. And he's someone who loves the outdoors, so that's been hard. But, he tries to stay positive. He also has been doing a lot of artwork, and we're going to have a fundraiser coming up soon based on it. I'll let you know about it. But, so he's been doing that as well.
The next question is on a topic on which I know a significant portion of our viewers would like to hear your opinion, namely Murray Rotbart, whose writings shaped contemporary libertarianism. What do you and Ross, if you can tell, think of him and his work?
Well, I haven't read him. I will. I plan to. Ross was very influenced by his work. He is very much a philosophical libertarian, agorist, and that is where he, I think inspired his idea that free market was so important for people to experience. Way before Silk Road, he had this passion. He designed a video game that he designed to have people have that experience. He lectured on it at the university. And around Austin. And he was involved in Ron Paul's campaign. And during that whole time, he became immersed in Rotbart and von Mises and other, philosophical libertarians. So that's what he believes in.
So my finishing question is that you have spent already some time with Polish libertarians. What do you find different about us compared to libertarians in other countries, particularly your own, that's United States?
Well, of course, you have a lot in common with other libertarians, but what I've noticed is that the people in Poland have a very strong idea of their history, because you've had a very hard history. You've been under tyranny, two of the worst tyrants in history, and you understand that communism doesn't work, and that freedoms can be lost. And I feel that a lot of Americans who have never experienced someone invading their country and occupying it and suppressing their freedoms doesn't really think it can happen there, not really. There are libertarians who, of course, are aware of it. But I feel like here I've experienced very clear conversations that the people here seem very passionate and very committed to the value of freedom. And it's been really great meeting all these wonderful people here.
Thank you very much. I'm Krzysztof Maczyński, nicknamed by Ether, and I was conducting this interview, and I wish you, Lyn, that success of your efforts comes sooner, surprisingly sooner than you expect.